The holographic display flickered in the dimly lit war room, showing the skeletal remains of what had once been Earth's orbital habitats. 10 billion souls reduced to cosmic dust in a matter of hours. Diana Chen stood before the display, her reflection ghosting across the names that scrolled endlessly. A digital memorial that would take 43 days to complete at current speed. "Commander Chen, the fleet is assembled," a voice broke through her reverie. She turned to face Kevin Ross, Earth's youngest tactical officer and the man who had somehow managed to survive the Galactic Empire's initial strike. His left arm was still regenerating in a biosleeve, a souvenir from the defense of Habitat 7. "Tell me again why the Empire did this," Diana said, though she knew the answer. She needed to hear it, needed the rage to stay sharp. Kevin pulled up the intercepted transmission. The Sovereign's voice, translated from the clicking dialect of the Zarthun, played through the speakers with mechanical precision. "Humanity's expansion rate poses an existential threat to established civilizations. Preemptive culling authorized. Reduce population to manageable levels." Manageable levels. As if human beings were nothing more than livestock to be thinned. "They thought 10 billion would break us," Kevin said quietly. "They studied our history, saw our wars, our divisions, our capacity for self-destruction. They calculated that losing 1/10 of our population would send us into chaos." Diana's jaw tightened. "They don't understand us at all." The Galactic Empire had ruled the known galaxy for 12,000 years. 300 species bent the knee to the Zarthun throne, each one conquered through overwhelming force or the threat thereof. The Empire's doctrine was simple: crush any civilization that might one day pose a challenge. Humanity had been flagged the moment their void drives crossed into Empire space, but the Empire had made a critical error. They had assumed humanity would react like every other species they'd encountered, with surrender, with negotiation, with the desperate hope that submission might spare them further loss. Instead, Earth had gone silent. For 6 months, the Empire heard nothing. Their spy networks reported unusual activity, massive industrial mobilization, unprecedented resource extraction from the asteroid belt, entire continents converting to war production. The Empire's analysts dismissed it as futile preparation for defense. They were wrong. "Operation Extinction is a go," Diana announced to the assembled fleet commanders. 2,000 warships hung in the darkness beyond Luna, each one a testament to humanity's terrifying ability to industrialize death. What had taken the Empire millennia to build, humanity had matched in half a year. Kevin brought up the tactical display. Red markers indicated Empire strongholds, 73 fortress worlds, each one considered impregnable by conventional warfare. The Empire's military doctrine relied on defensive superiority. They'd never needed to perfect defense because no one had ever struck back. "Target Priority 1, Zarthun Prime," Diana said. The Empire's homeworld, located at the heart of their territory, protected by layer upon layer of defense stations and fleets. Murmurs rippled through the command center. It was suicide. It was impossible. It was exactly what humanity did best. "They expect us to strike at the periphery," Kevin explained, highlighting the Empire's defensive positioning. "Every military asset they have is deployed to protect their border worlds. They've left their core systems with minimal defense because they cannot conceive of an enemy reaching that far." Diana smiled without humor. "Then let's teach them about human imagination." The fleet didn't travel through normal space. Human engineers working around the clock had cracked the mathematics of quantum tunneling on a massive scale. The technology was unstable, dangerous, and had a 30% failure rate. The Empire had abandoned similar research centuries ago as too risky. But humans hadn't spent 6 months grieving. They'd spent it weaponizing their rage. The fleet emerged from quantum space directly in orbit of Zarthun Prime. The Empire's homeworld, a jewel of architecture and culture accumulated over 12,000 years, hung beneath them like a prize. Alarms shrieked across the planet as defense stations powered up. But they were designed to stop conventional attacks, not 2,000 ships appearing from nowhere. "All vessels commence Operation Extinction," Diana ordered. What followed wasn't a battle, it was an execution. Human weapons designed with a single purpose tore through shields that had never been tested against true desperation. Kinetic penetrators traveled at 70% light speed. Antimatter warheads deleted entire defense stations. And when the Empire's fleet began emergency jumps back to protect their homeworld, They found human ships already waiting at every emergence point. Kevin monitored the tactical situation with cold precision. Empire Command is attempting to negotiate, he reported. Tell them we're not interested in managing their population, Diana replied. Tell them this is what extinction looks like. But even as she gave the order, something unexpected happened. A single Zarthun vessel, broadcasting on all frequencies, transmitted a message. We yield, we submit. We beg for mercy. The words that the Empire had heard 300 times from 300 species. Diana held up her hand, halting the attack. The war room fell silent as all eyes turned to her. This was the moment. The choice between justice and genocide, between righteous vengeance and becoming the very thing they fought. Commander? Kevin asked quietly. Diana stared at the blue-green world below, home to 8 billion Zarthun who had nothing to do with the decision to kill 10 billion humans. She thought of the names still scrolling on the memorial display back on Earth. She thought about what humanity would become if they completed Operation Extinction. Stand down, she said finally. Open a channel to their government. The Zarthun sovereign appeared on screen, its carapace dulled with fear. It had ruled for 3 centuries and had never known defeat. You will dismantle your empire, Diana said. Every species you've subjugated will be freed. Your military will be reduced to system defense only, and you will spend the next 1,000 years helping rebuild what you destroyed. If you refuse, if you resist, if you even think about reconquering, we'll be back. And next time we won't stop. The sovereign clicked its mandibles in what the translator rendered as agreement. Kevin stepped beside Diana as the fleet began withdrawal maneuvers. The Empire killed 10 billion of us to stop humanity from becoming a threat, he said. Now they'll spend forever wondering what kind of threat we would have been if they'd just left us alone. Diana nodded, watching the human fleet disappear back into quantum space as quickly as they'd arrived. The galaxy would remember this day not for what humanity destroyed, but for what they chose not to, and that terrified the Empire more than any weapon ever could.